Welcome to historic Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, the setting for this year's exciting Bowling Showcase Adult Challenge. I'm your host, Mark Martin, and I want to thank you for joining us as we kick off first round action. We want to welcome all of you at home and our bowlers here back to the lanes after the craziness of the last 2 years. We're glad you've decided to spend your mornings with us and Bowling Showcase. Now on to the bowling. Over the course of the challenge, you'll be watching 8 hand-picked adult teams representing various bowling centers and groups go head-to-head in Baker single-game elimination matches. In the Baker format, each team consists of 5 players, with each player bowling 1 frame. At the end of the 5th frame, the teams are going to swap lanes and continue on to the end of the match. We start this year's competition with 8 teams: 5-star lanes, Cherry Hill Lanes North, Oak Lanes, the Fantastics, Mary Bowl Lanes, Perfect Game, Woodland Lanes, and Thunderbolt Lanes. At the end of each match, our winning team will move on to the next round of the competition and await the winners from the other first round matches. So we start with 8 teams, then 4, then the 2 final teams will battle it out in the championship match. So let's take a look at today's first round match. Our second first round match features a new team to the challenge, the Fantastics, against Oak Lanes. New to the challenge is Detroit's oldest and largest active bowling club, the Fantastics. With a high-powered lineup of bowlers, they're setting their sights on the championship. And their opponent for this match is Oak Lanes, with their own high-powered lineup of bowlers and friends. Both these teams are confident and eager to prove they're the best. There you have it. This year we're honored to have Thunderbolt General Manager Vicki Ingham and Phil Goodman joining me to help bring you all the action. Now I'm going to move down lane side, get a little bit better view. We'll be right back with the start of today's challenge match after these messages on Bowling Showcase.
I'm Gene Zamler of 1-800-LAWYERS. If you've been injured in an automobile accident, call 1-800-LAWYERS. We have been handling cases for over 50 years and have recovered billions of dollars for our clients. Call 1-800-LAWYERS.
The Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth bowlers in Michigan. Tournaments include Open, Women's, and Youth Championships. Also, Junior Masters, Queens, Masters, and Senior Masters. Recognition includes first-time 300 games and 800 series for all members and 607 club memberships for women. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com for entry blanks and more information on the Michigan State USBC. Welcome back to the 2022 Bowling Showcase Challenge here at Thunderbolt Lanes. We're still in the first round. This is the second match of the first round. With me today, once again, Vicki Ingham. Vicki, thanks for joining us.
Terrific. Thanks for having me.
So we've got a good match going on today. We've got Oak Lanes, who's been here before. Jason Popeye, the proprietor, put this team together. We're really appreciative of that. And then we have something new. We have the Fantastics Bowling Club. The Fantastics Bowling Club's been around since 1968, and one of their founders and the president of the club is Archie DENARD, back in the audience with us today. So it's nice to see the support of the club.
Agreed.
Originally there were 5 members of the club that started. Now it's grown to 80. Got a lot of champions. And guess what? Archie's daughter's bowling, Ashley DENARD, one of our favorites.
Well, anybody in the Detroit area has probably heard a DENARD name at some point in their bowling career if they've bowled any time at all. And lucky for me, Fantastics do a lot of bowling here at Thunderbolt, so I call them my friends as well.
Absolutely. It's a great club. I mean, we have a number of clubs in Detroit.
We do.
A number of bowling clubs. But, the Fantastics are the original.
Plus, this club does
years.
a lot of traveling, too. I didn't even realize, but they've put about 500,000 miles on traveling to bowl together as a club. And sometimes they let us outsiders bowl with them as well. So
it's amazing. So we're on with the match now. Oak Lanes is starting. KAYLA Blanchard for Oak Lanes. Oh, comes up a little high and almost left the 7-9, but left the 9-pin only.
You know, KAYLA actually works at a couple of centers here in the Detroit area. She's a really great bartender, and a lot of bowlers know her, but she works at Woodland and also out at Pins and South Lyon. Very good bowler. Very
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. Comes from a bowling family, too. And good cover by KAYLA.
Kind of tough being the first one in the lineup, and you're setting the tone for the rest of the team.
A little bit. Leading off for the Fantastics Bowling Club, Ashley DENARD. Ashley has a very unusual approach in my mind.
Yes, way up on the approach.
That's right.
A couple of little short steps, and
kicks the 10-pin out of there.
Kicks it out the last minute. She is smooth. The ball
is.
comes out of her hand. You don't even hear it.
She got the little love tap on it.
She's an excellent bowler.
She is.
Well, she gave Fantastics a good start.
Yep. Dan KELSEY up now for the Oak Lanes team.
He has bowled on the Oak Lanes team before for Bowling Showcase as well, hasn't he?
He has. Okay, he left a 5-pin. I'm looking around the crowd, see how many fingers are up in the audience.
That's definitely a thing in bowling now.
That's right. And so those of you that don't know, the rumor is if you put your finger up and he happens not to make the 5-pin, then he owes a drink to everybody with their finger up.
That's a true story.
But he's not going to let that happen.
Nope, he just got right up there and made that spare.
That's right. So, Hall of Famer, 2021 Hall of Famer, TOARY Taylor now bowling for the Fantastics group. TOARY's just a fantastic bowler.
She's a great bowler. She's also won the Senior Queens. So she's got some really great accolades. We could talk about those a lot, but she's a very good bowler.
We could probably have half a show just on her accolades. And a strike for
Excellent
TOARY.
strike. I believe Fantastics may be the only team with 2 females in the lineup as well.
I think you're right. Two fantastic females.
There, for sure.
Tom Small now up for the Oak Lanes team. Tom's got a couple 300s to his credit. Leaves a 10-pin.
Got a 10-pin over there on lane 10. Should be an easy spare for Tom, though.
It should be. Well, we'll see.
Never know.
That's right.
Well, we got a good start for the Fantastics on this match with a couple of strikes, so
Yeah.
Oak Lanes will be looking to get one here pretty quick. Covers
Kind of
that.
impressive with Tom there. He used his strike ball to shoot the 10-pin. That's
Yeah.
not always that common anymore.
He just went cross lane and didn't actually look like he sped up the ball too much either.
That's right. Frank Robinson III now up for the Fantastics on lane 11 here at Thunder Bowl. Ooh, leaves a 2-8-10.
Frank looks like he threw that ball a little fast for the lane condition today, and it didn't quite finish at the end, but I think he'll get lined up no problem. He's a great bowler.
He is. I served with his father on the Greater Detroit board.
I was just going to mention that his dad was a president of the Greater Detroit Bowling Association. Yep. All right, so he gets those
That's
two
two.
important pins for the pin count.
Yeah. So at the time, Oak Lanes has got a 3-pin lead through 3 frames, and the 4th bowler up, Dave GRABOS, now up for Oak Lanes.
Dave's a lefty, so we'll see how he's playing the lane.
Oh.
Came
The
real
4,
high.
6, 7, 8, 10, commonly known as the Greek Church.
Greek Church. Going to be tough. Not impossible to make, but you definitely don't see this picked up too often.
Little known fact about myself, I made it one time.
You did?
Yeah. Dave gets 3 pins.
Well, he goes for that pin count, which is the most important part. He has 54 300, so he's an excellent bowler. I'm sure they'll be chatting about how they're going to get lined up on the next frame.
I'm sure you're right. So next up for the Fantastics, Gerald Brown.
Gerald Brown has won 5 state tournaments. He's bowled in almost every bowling center here in the Detroit area. Smooth at the line.
Comes a little high, leaves the 4-6-7 split. Does anybody want this match?
I know
It's still early though.
They're kind of making it easy on the other team if they get it together.
But it's still early.
It is. We're only in frame 4 here, so we're not even to the 5 frame stretch.
That's right.
Gerald's going to go for those 2 pins, get the pin count.
So through 4 frames, the Fantastics have a 3-pin lead, 64 through 4, as opposed to 61 through 4 for the Oak Lanes team. Now the anchor bowler for the Oak Lanes team, Darrin Turner's up.
Darrin's got quite a few accolades himself in bowling. His max score is, he's bowled an 858 series.
Well, he got the ball a little bit light on that one. Today is the day of splits so far.
They definitely have had to work a little bit. One of the things is most bowlers here in the Detroit area have ever bowled in a large tournament, have probably bowled in the arena, but maybe everybody hasn't had a chance to bowl in this room, possibly.
Possibly.
I know the Fantastics have all bowled in this room at some point in time, but we could have some new ones.
And he covers 1. And the anchor bowler for the Fantastics, DWAYNE Clark.
DWAYNE Clark started out at Bronco Lanes and Youth League Bowling and also Clover Lanes. He's been bowling a long time, since he was a little boy. He's commonly known in the Detroit area as Fat Boy. This is something we can say. This is what we call him.
That's right, exactly.
Nice ball.
Good strike. So we come to halfway point now. Fantastics have a 14-pin lead here at Bowling Showcase. What do you think so far, Vic?
Well, so far so good. Interesting. Every bowler's kind of playing the lane a little differently, it looks like. Last week on some of our matches, seems like the team was kind of trying to line up similarly.
Right.
And now today, it looks like everybody's kind of finding their own way. Again, we've got a couple more strikes on lane 11 than we have on 10, so we'll see once we flip-flop if the team takes advantage of that.
Exactly. So we'll be back right after these messages on Bowling Showcase Challenge.
(1-800-LAWYERS) is the number to call if you've been injured on the job. That's 1-800-LAWYERS. Don't wait. If you need workers' compensation benefits, call 1-800-LAWYERS. That's 1-800-LAWYERS. Call 1-800-LAWYERS now.
The hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
Okay, here we are back on Bowling Showcase. We're halfway in this match between Oak Lanes and the Fantastics. And Phil Goodman, our sideline reporter, is going to ask Darrin Turner how they're going to get in this match. Just down a little bit, but how they're going to get back in this match.
Darrin,
Yes.
you guys are in a tough battle. You're a little bit behind. What adjustments are you going to make to catch up and take the win?
Realistically, we just have to tighten up our game a little bit, just execute on what we were doing in practice, and hopefully the pins will fall our way.
Yeah, I'm sure they
And
will.
hopefully they do.
All right, well, let's go back to Mark and Vicky so we can get started.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Phil. So we'll see if they actually execute what Darren just talked about.
I'm sure they'll be talking about it in the settee area.
Well, I'm
before
sure
get
they
started.
heard what he said, and since he's the captain, they better decide.
Yeah, actually, yeah, thank you.
So we're going to start the second half of the match here with Ashley DENARD.
Ashley struck on her first ball up to start the match out,
She did.
so she's going to want to try to duplicate. She's very smooth, very good bowler.
Absolutely.
Little high, little high.
Ooh, leaves the 4, 6, 7, 10, commonly referred to as
The double
the
pinochle.
double pinochle.
Get to bring the card game into bowling.
That's right. We
Now
go
this-
from a Greek church to a double pinochle.
This is a tough one too.
I tell you what, we've had 5 splits in this match so far in 11 frames.
That's actually quite a bit.
You told me these lanes scored better now that you put all these improvements into the place.
I got to tell you, we've had some great scores over the last couple weeks, but
We have a dead even match now. KAYLA Blanchard coming up for the Oak Lanes team.
anybody's game, that's a good spot to be in.
Yeah. So KAYLA the first time left the that solid 9-pin, but picked it up.
She looks like she got out of that ball pretty good.
Oh!
Tumbles the 7-pin over.
That's right, exactly.
KAYLA does a lot of bowling during the week at some of the centers here in Detroit, at Woodland, Oak Lanes. She also is a tournament bowler as well.
Tori Taylor now up on lane 10 for the Fantastics.
Tori struck the first time also up for the Fantastics team. They started off the match with a double. So let's see what she can do now that they've changed lanes.
Tori has that little short approach like Ashley.
She does.
Here's a 10-pin.
A little deeper. She came in a little bit deeper there and didn't finish quite as strong.
She
Threw a nice ball.
Yep, she does change balls for a 10-pin. Got that her spare ball in her hand.
Got that Brunswick crown there on it.
That's right.
Easily makes a 10-pin.
Absolutely. Next up for the Oak Lanes team is Dan KELSEY. Left that dreaded 5-pin.
Yeah.
But he covered it easily in that first time round.
I have a feeling he'll throw the ball a little stronger this time around. Nice.
Came out of it good, but you know what?
did.
It just kind of fluttered a little bit.
Didn't really finish very, very strong. Now, with a little luck, and if he plays this properly, he can slide that over and pick up that 10-pin pretty easily.
Yeah, this one here, I've seen it many times. I know you have too, made with the big, wide, sweeping hook.
It can happen. He doesn't look like he has super speed, but now he played it nicely to do just that. But
Got 2 pins. So let's see, 12 frames, or 14 frames, 6 strikes, six splits.
definitely
up?
had some splits. Yeah.
All right, Frank Robinson up. He started this split parade back in the 3rd frame.
Don't do that to
He's
Frank.
going to end it.
Frank's the nicest guy I know.
I know, he's going to end it, though.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a strong strike right now.
And he
there
did.
you go. Maybe he knew he started it.
That's right, exactly.
That was a nice ball for Frank.
Tom Small now up with the Oak Lanes team. Got a couple 300 games to his credit.
Tom Small's a welder. He lives in Garden City, so he bowls in that Oak Lanes area. Nice.
Nice strong strike.
All right, well, he took Frank's cue from the Fantastics and figured he might as well keep it up.
He did. The Fantastics have a 14-pin lead through 8 frames. Both teams working on a strike. Gerald Brown now up.
Gerald Brown's a very seasoned bowler, so he knows what he needs to do here. He's at the bottom of the lineup, so they're expecting something good out of him. He's very smooth to line as well, just so smooth out of the ball. A little slow.
Crosses over to the Brooklyn side, but leaves a fairly easy spare. the 6-10.
That'll leave them in a good place to get to the end of the game here, if he can spare it.
Absolutely. Gerald's been bowling for 35 years.
He uses his strike ball for the spare since it's not a corner.
And easily covers that 6 and a 10.
He put his hands up like, I got it.
Like, what did you expect?
I got it.
Dave GRABOS for the Oak Lanes team, now up on lane 11. They're working on a strike. They can cut the margin to 4 pins with a strike here. And they
beautiful. He had a tough start on lane 10, so he probably feels pretty redeemed there with that strike ball.
Absolutely, is that Greek church.
And he really sets the team up for a good end of the game. That's great.
Absolutely. All right, now the 10th frame. Here's the setup. Dwayne Clark up. 130 in the 8th, spare in the 9th, max score of 180.
Well, he's certainly been in this position before. He knows what he needs to do.
The Oak Lanes team has a max score of 186. That's a very tight match.
So nobody's game. It doesn't quite come back.
Oh,
so
leaves the 210.
He leaves a tough one. Makeable, makeable.
It is makeable. And guess what? He's going to have to make it.
He's shaking his head, so he knows what he needs to do.
Absolutely.
He is going to need to make this. Oak Lanes, they know that they have a little opening here.
Absolutely.
Throws the ball and gets that cover on the 2.
The fantastic team starts off with 157.
Definitely has been a struggle of a game here.
Okay, so here's the setup. A mark here will win the game for the Oak Lanes team. And Darrin Turner up.
Darrin's a good bowler, 27 300s, 17 800s. Doesn't quite get that 10 pin out.
Not quite. Needs to make this to win the match, though.
It's the kind of bowling matches you like to see, but this is a nail biter all the way to the end.
Absolutely.
Needs to spare. Have we ever had a tie in the bowling showcase?
We have had. We had one tie, and a tie. The tiebreaker rule is each team picks a player, and they throw one ball.
One ball. Winner take all.
And he covers it.
Covers it. There was some pressure there, even though that's an easy spare for him probably any other night of the week when he's league bowling.
Yep.
A little pressure today.
So he needs 3 pins.
Still a tight match, even though they're going to probably end up being the winners here. Very tight match.
Absolutely. And leaves a 4 pin. So the final score of this first round match, Oak Lanes 164, Fantastics 157. You know, Vicki, it was just a battle of attrition.
Really was. I mean, we started out strong with the Fantastics, got a strike right out of the gate.
Had a double start out. Yeah.
But, you know, it just wasn't their day out on the lanes. They're all very excellent bowlers.
Right. And Oak Lanes, they got the double in the 8th and the 9th, and that was the pivotal.
They did. They took advantage of changing, listened to their team captain when he gave them their pep talk, and got it together.
That's right. We'll be back after these messages, and we'll talk to that team captain about how well they executed in the second half here on Bowling Showcase. Here we're back on Bowling Showcase with the winning team in this first round match, the Oak Lanes team. Jason's going to be pretty happy with you guys, Darrin, after this performance.
Yeah, he will be. Definitely a grind. Got big double by Tommy and Dave in the 8th and the 9th. In a match where spares were at a premium, it pretty much got us to the finish line. So
In fact, all the spares in both teams were made. It's
Yep.
just that the splits weren't made.
correct. Yeah, it was a little tight out there for sure. So
Yeah, 3 splits for your team, 4
Yep.
splits for the other. So this is like golf now.
Yeah.
Low score wins, right?
right, definitely. No, we weren't playing 20 though. It's just
No, I know.
One of the great things, though, is it does show our viewers spares do win matches.
Yes,
That's
they do.
for sure.
100% they do. And that's what makes good bowlers, too. It's not just, obviously there's a premium on striking a lot, but if you see the pros, it's all about spare shooting.
Absolutely.
So, Darren, when you got up in the 10th frame, you knew you needed a mark to win,
Right.
and you left the 10 pin.
Right.
What was going through your head?
Make it. Honestly, just going through my routine. I was a little nervous at the beginning, obviously, but just honestly just going through the motions, knowing that I've bowled for so long, and just execute what I've been doing for my whole life.
And you did it.
Definitely.
Well, congratulations. You're now going to the semifinals against Cherry Hill Lanes North
Yeah, it's going to be a tough match,
in a
for
few
sure.
weeks. Well, that's all right.
That's all right.
They had this big number last week,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, very
Yes.
true.
And you had this little number
Yeah.
this week.
Oh, it can always
so
be
we'll
reversed.
see how they come together.
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely be reversed, I hope.
That's right,
So,
exactly. Well, congratulations.
yes.
We'll see you in a few
Yeah,
weeks.
thank you very much.
Congrats, Oak Lanes.
Yes, thank you, guys.
All right, so again, this was a really tight match, the kind
It
we
really
like.
was.
We'd like to see a little higher scoring maybe, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it made them want to win.
Absolutely.
And each player knew that their frame was really important. That's the great thing about a Baker game as well, is it really is a team event. They needed each
Absolutely.
other here.
So next week we've got Mary Bowl. Rich Glome, and Rich isn't here, but he put a team together in the Adult Challenge. Later on in the season, we'll be at Mary Bowl for the Youth Challenge. Rich is always a huge supporter. So his team's going to bowl against Perfect Game. Michael Scherer put his team together.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting because I think on paper, the Mary Bowl team is probably superior. But you know what? You still got to put it together.
You never know, and you still have to make the spares and do a little bit of striking.
Right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Bowling Showcase Challenge.